Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is another video in hydraulics, and this series of problems are problems given civil engineer license or exam problems in hydraulics. I hope that through this video, your preparations in your board exams will be that intense and rigid, and I hope that you will or you can increase your knowledge, your skills in hydraulics. So we have here a situational problem 1. A 3-meter square plate is immersed vertically in water such that the two edges of the square are horizontal. The center of pressure is located 8 centimeter or zero point zero 0.08 meter from the centroid of the square plate. So determine the distance, letter A, of the top edge from the water surface, B, of the center of pressure from the water surface, and compute the total hydrostatic pressure on one side of the plate. So to help visualize and analyze the problem, we should draw the figure as shown. This is the side view and this is the normal view. So the gate exposed to one liquid, which is water, one side is exposed to water and the other side is, the assumption is atmospheric. So this is the centroid of the gate and this is the center of pressure, 0.08 meter below the centroid as stated here. So this is denoted as big H. This is the first requirement, the distance of the top edge of the gate from the water surface. So therefore, because the gate is 3 by 3 meters, the distance from the top edge to the centroid or centroid is equal to h plus half of 3, 1.5. So that is barred h also. Now, for the formula, distance between CG and CP, I denoted that E sub V in my lecture video in fluid mechanics and hydraulics, and for the derivation of the formula you also watch that video. E sub V is equal to height of rectangle square divided by 12 barred h. So that's the derived formula. The original formula is, it is moment of inertia of the plane section with respect to the centroidal axis. In this case, base 3, height 3 cube over 12. Then divide times sine theta. Theta is 90 degrees because the plate is vertical and sine of 90 is 1. Divided by area times barred h, where area is BH, base times height of the rectangle in this case square, but let's generalize it. So divided by area barred h. Area is VH and B height of rectangle and barred h is big H plus 1.5. So it reduces to height of rectangle square over 12 barred h. So as I said, you just go over with that video and the derivation. So 0.08 equals 3 square over 12 times quantity h plus 1.5. So 3 square over 12 quantity h plus 1.5. Using your calculator there, we can now solve for h, and h is equal to 7.875 meters. For part B, the distance of the center of pressure from the water surface. So distance from CP to water surface. So it is just barred H, which is big H plus 1.5 plus 0.08. So H sub CP equals 7.875 plus 1.5, the distance to the centroid. Then centroid to center of pressure plus zero point zero 0.08. So H sub CP therefore is 9.455 meters. Then finally compute the total hydrostatic pressure on one side of the plate The total hydrostatic pressure is also the force, and it is equal to specific weight barred H area. So in short, it is pressure at the centroid then multiplied by the area. So I use gamma barred H area because that's the original formula when there is only one liquid and the surface of the liquid is exposed to the atmosphere. So gamma water barred H area, gamma water 9.1, barred H is quantity uh, 7.875 plus 1.5, and the area is 3 square. So 9.81, 7.875 plus 1.5, area 3 square. So F, total hydrostatic force, is 827.7 kilonewtons. Then for part B, the part 2, the water flowing along a 6-meter wide open channel has a specific energy rather of 2.2 meters. The roughness coefficient of the channel is 0.013. Determine the critical depth, the critical velocity, and the critical slope. So take note that the specific energy 2.2 corresponds to critical depth. So therefore, this is the minimum specific energy, and the minimum specific energy is equal to 3 halves of the critical depth for rectangular section. So E v square over 2g plus depth, this is the specific energy. And because the depth corresponds to critical depth, that specific energy critical is 3 halves of the critical depth only for rectangular channels. If the channel is in general not necessarily rectangular, the general formula is it is equal to hydraulic depth. This becomes hydraulic depth over 2 plus critical depth. For rectangular channel, the hydraulic depth is also the critical depth. So critical depth over 2 plus critical depth is 3 halves of critical depth. So from there, we substitute. By the way, if you want the derivation, you look at the playlist, fluid mechanics and hydraulics. Then topic on in open channels, particularly on efficient sections. In alternate stages of flow where you can find critical depth as topic there. So substitute 2.2 equals 3 halves of critical depth. Solving for the critical depth, it is equal to 1.467 meters. Letter B, the critical velocity V sub c is square root of g d sub z. That's for rectangular channel only. For non-rectangular channel or in general, this critical depth is replaced by hydraulic depth, which is equal to hydraulic depth is ratio of area, cross-sectional area divided by top width, or this is hydraulic depth divided by 2 for general sections. So again, hydraulic depth critical, or use the formula capital Q square over G equals area cube over top width. So this is the formula for critical velocity for rectangular sections, and you can verify it there. You substitute this sub z and you will get 3 halves critical depth A minimum. So substituting, V sub c is square root of 9.81 times 1.467, and critical velocity is equal to 3.794 meters per second. And letter C, the critical slope, you use Manning's formula, V equals 1 over n hydraulic radius to the 2/3 slope to the 1/2. So if you derive slope, square everything, you will have critical slope equals n square V sub c square over hydraulic radius to the 4/3. So critical slope n square V sub c square over hydraulic radius to the 4/3. So let's compute for the hydraulic radius, which is area base times height for rectangular section 6 times critical depth divided by quantity 6 plus 2 times critical depth, the perimeter, area over perimeter. So area 6 times 1.467, then wetted perimeter 6 plus 2 times 1.467 will get 0.9852 meters. Then substitute here, V sub C is already known. So critical slope is equal to 0.013 square times 3.794 square over 0.9852 to the 4/3. Solving for S sub Z using your calculator, S sub Z is 0.002482. So that's it for this video.